Greetings.
Hello.
How have thou fared?
I have fared finely on this fine night of fine.
What?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's pretty fair.
Yeah. Like, thine fine.
Thine fine.
Mine fine, thine good.
Mine fine, grind, line, lime.
That was really good. You should write for Thor.
I should write for Thor. What? Oh, because just because thine?
Yeah. You should write for Thor.
It is weird that they like try and write Thor like Middle English, right?
Yeah, I think they just kind of always done it, and it's just kind of one of those quirky comic book things that no one wants to like really get rid of.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Thor speak in plain English? Come on.
Oftentimes, yes.
Ah, no, that's boring. It would be just like the Thor movies. Come on, man. No one wants that Thor.
It depends. I mean, oftentimes I don't want that Thor.
He's got about a 50% success rate.
Yeah, but it's like an iffy 50.
I think the third one is very good. I think we can all agree on that.
Yes.
And where I diverge from general opinion is that I think the first one is actually really solid.
I think it is of equal value as Thor: Dark World.
That's wrong.
When was the last time you watched either of those films?
Years, but I know you're wrong.
You know what? Fair enough.
One of them was directed by Kenneth Branagh.
It's true.
And the reason I know...
You've died. You've deceased.
Hold on.
You're back?
I knocked my headphone cord out of my computer for a second there.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yep. Anyway, I have an unreasonable love for all Kenneth Branagh movies.
Oh, no, I'm familiar. And that's valid. Even if...
I will defend... Or go on.
I was just going to criticize the... not even criticize, just acknowledge the Act 4 Hamlet soliloquy in his Hamlet movie.
It's great.
It's fucking something. Like...
It's absurd, but it is Kenneth Branagh's like pure id just blasted onto a movie screen, and somebody let him get away with it.
People let him do that, yeah.
Like there was someone who, like a producer, who watched that and was just like, "Yeah, man, money's already spent, I guess." Honestly, it probably cost nothing considering he did it in front of like a flat painting.
Yes, it wasn't even a green screen; it was a matte painting.
Yes. No, I think he is a very good director who has a certain kind of flair. It doesn't work for everyone, but works for me. I like his Shakespeare's. I like that random Cinderella movie he did back before that became a huge problem. I like both of his Agatha Christie adaptations.
Damn.
The first one's very good, and I will brook no disagreement. And the second one has some silly parts. But once you get out of those parts, it's fine. People gave that movie a lot of crap, and they were largely wrong.
I refrain from comment as I have not seen them.
I won't disagree that the backstory to his mustache was kind of silly.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that doesn't need to exist necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely a few points where he went too far, and he needed someone to rein him in. And giving a backstory to Hercule Poirot's random, like, double mustache was necessary.
His mustaches.
His double mustache. He's got a mustache, and then he's grown a second mustache on top of his mustache. It's kind of phenomenal, but it's only good if you don't explain it.
Yeah,
no one allow it to exist.
No one does it better than Hercule. Don't wear it out.
No, is the first movie where it's just he's just wearing that mustache and then never explains why. It's just that one's great. Everyone's just like staring at that mustache. It's a real fucking mustache, and he's like, "Yeah, it's a real fucking mustache." Anyway, yeah, Kenneth Branagh good. Thor 50% good.
Thor 50% good.
Yeah, and then obviously the fourth one was pretty mediocre.
I think I do agree that it is a mediocre movie. I just enjoyed it more than you.
Yeah. Just like I enjoyed Doctor Strange more than you. I think that like Doctor Strange was directed by my guy and Thor 4 was directed by your guy, and this is how it ends up breaking sometimes.
That's just how it ends up breaking. And also Doctor Strange does do my man Blackagar Boltagon dirty.
Blackagar Boltagon got what he deserved. I'm sorry.
Think I'm gonna put up with that shit, Jordan? I'm disappointed is what I am. I can't believe that he would say such hurtful things to me, you know? It's the king of the Inhumans, like he's the king. Alright, I'm going back.
Are you calm?
Jordan,
Cool?
Jordan,
Yeah.
do you have something you would like to say to me?
I would like to say that I am sorry for my words.
Thank you.
I did not think enough when I said them,
Thank you.
and that Blackagar Boltagon deserved better.
Thank you. That is appreciated.
I will say, I think Blackagar Boltagon is the kind of goofy comic book character I do like a lot.
I genuinely do really like Black Bolt.
I like the Inhumans as a concept. I haven't really read any Inhumans comics, but they were unfortunately kind of ruined by Marvel's big push for them.
Right. Which is part of why they had to invent a whole new thing for Ms. Marvel, and they chose poorly. I've watched episode 3 of that show today during my lunch, and I was like, well, I like the parts where it's like a high schooler learning about her heritage and her Pakistani family. And then there's the other 80% of this show.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't know. I've heard that like it gets maybe a little bit more interesting at the end when they reveal stuff, but
I don't even
care.
I don't even care that I think it's uninteresting. Like, I also just think it is of low quality.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. The Marvel shows are pretty hit or miss. And
Yeah.
It's just a shame because, look, I mean, I think we're all pretty tired of Marvel, and I think we can all acknowledge that, like, maybe it's not been great in a cultural sense, but these are shows that are being made by the biggest entertainment, maybe not the biggest entertainment company. I'm actually not 100% sure how, like, the interlocking, like, entertainment companies, like, work out, because corporate structures are insane.
Yes.
But so I can't say it's the biggest entertainment company, but it is one of the biggest entertainment companies. That these movies have made them like an absurd amount of money, and they could take some of that money and invest it in their products and make decent products, but they choose not to. Like,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
You can even think the shows are good, like, and I've watched the shows that I think are good, but they definitely lack. Like, they're definitely, relatively speaking, a low-quality product for the amount of money that can be put into them.
Agreed.
And that is a problem. Well, like, you look at, like, the old Marvel shows, back when they were still kind of trying to, like, prove themselves, and, like, the old Daredevil show's pretty good. Like,
I would go so far to say that's like a 7 or 8 out of 10 television show. It's just good.
Yeah, and, like, the thing is, like, the effects are just good. Like, because it is a show that, like, they kind of had to, like, stretch what they had, so they have a lot of like decent like effects. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Just that like those shows were like they looked good, they were good to watch, like, and then these shows it's just like it's like She-Hulk looks like the worst thing I've ever seen, and the directors are just like, look, it's bad, but saying that is mean to us.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I didn't even see the full quote. I didn't care.
Yeah, but I also what they should say, and what I probably believe to be true with, 10 days before the show comes out, is like the CG budget wasn't high because it isn't a show that will necessitate a lot of CG. Like,
yeah. You know what? That's a perfectly reasonable thing to say.
Yeah, like
look.
Whatever. Like, just...
So, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I want that show to be good because I like She-Hulk and She-Hulk adjacent things, but I just don't have faith because She-Hulk is a very specific thing.
Yep. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And like I said, like they could put a lot of money in these shows, but clearly they choose not to because, I mean, I assume it's probably that they just don't care that much, and partly because they know that people will watch it regardless of how much money they put into it.
Oh well.
Just too bad. Like, I don't know. The whole Disney Plus model is weird to me.
Yes. Yeah.
Where it just seems like very low effort, and like they've had successes. Like, The Mandalorian is a huge success.
Yeah.
Same with like, well, I don't know. Some of their early Marvel shows were big hits and like were considered pretty good quality, but
yeah, and
it
was like when WandaVision and Loki were happening, it was like people were like, this is basically appointment television. Everyone's talking about it. You got to watch it. And then like after Loki, everyone's just like, okay.
After Loki, I feel like after Loki is also when like because like the effects for like what I've seen of WandaVision and Captain and the Winter Soldier and Loki are fine overall.
Yeah.
There's no like real glaring things. And then it just seems like at that point they stopped caring. They I guess they figured they could put out anything they like of any quality and people would just go watch it. So
yeah, they're like, oh good, so we will find the cheapest CG people that we can abuse.
Yep.
Because that's how Disney do.
Yep. It is unfortunate. But yeah,
I mean,
anyway,
like, I'll keep watching those shows because I started paying for it a couple years ago for my family, and I'm still going.
Yep, I won't watch those shows because I have Disney Plus for the hockey.
Oh, yeah. Are you gonna renew it for ESPN Plus again during the season?
Yeah. I mean, me and my brother go in for it together, and he watches more of it. Like, he actually uses Disney Plus, and I use ESPN Plus.
Sure, yeah.
I
Hulu's got some good stuff on it, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I need to watch What We Do in the Shadows, and I'm pretty sure that's something.
Yes, it is. That show is very funny. Also, you can watch X-Files without ads there. I don't know where you're watching it currently.
I'm currently watching it on my DVD sets.
Oh, nice. Do you have them all?
I have the first... Well, here's what I have. I have the first 4 seasons, and I have the 6th season, I know. I left that one at home. I need to grab that when I go back. But I'm not going to get there for a while anyway. I have the 5th somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. So then fuck streaming. Watch the things that you own.
Yeah, I don't know where the 5th is, and I need to dig it up because my parents are planning on moving out of their house sometime in the next year or so. And so we're going through... We have been told to go through our crap. And either, like, move some of it, like, to, like, storage or take it with us or throw it away or whatever. But I'm sure it is buried in one of my piles of stuff that I have in, like, the attic or whatever. So I'm sure I will dig it up sometime over the next couple months, but I'm not currently aware of its exact location. But I have these... It's one of, like... The first couple are, like, some of the earlier, like, DVDs back when that was, like, a new thing. And so they're huge. They're, like... they, like, fold out. And so it's, like 3 feet wide once it's,
Oh my god, out. They really fold out.
Yeah, maybe not quite 3 feet, but, like, something like that. Where it's just, like, 6, like, plastic, like, trays, essentially, where you, like, you know, like, you stick a DVD, like, you push it down. And it's, like, 6 of them, like, all next to each other. And there's, like, the middle one doesn't have anything in it to, like, accommodate it. Like, the way it, like, folds up. So it's just this very silly looking, like, thing.
I love it.
TV... Yeah.
Digital video discs, what a world.
But yeah, so I've been watching it on DVD. Which is interesting. I mean, it's DVDs. I had to steal my parents' DVD player.
Nice!
Home because, like, I was just like, do you guys have an extra DVD player? Because I don't have one. And they're like, well, we'll see. And then they didn't have an extra, but they also don't watch DVDs ever, so they just let me take the one. And then so I've been using that. But it's been fun. I've been watching X-Files on DVD. I'm about 8 episodes into the first season, and this show is good.
Yeah, I want to start getting into it to catch up to you guys. It's there are a lot of things that I want to do though in my life.
Yes. Understandable. I mean, yeah, I've just been very tired. Like a lot of days this week, so I've been kind of unwinding, watching an episode or two before going to bed, kind of thing.
I love it. I love this for you.
Yep, it's been fun. And then I'm 8 episodes in, and Tim's only like 3 or 4 at this point. So
yeah, especially with Gen Con.
Yeah, he said he hasn't really watched. Like he's been watching like the stuff on Comet or whatever it is, but he hasn't really watched them in order. So I told him to get back on it, and we'll see if he does. But I'm 8 episodes in, and there's only been like there haven't really been any duds. They've all been like good to really good. I forgot how much this show like kind of hits the ground running.
I like how one of the first episodes in the show, which I guess maybe it's one of the later ones in season 1 still, but it's just John Carpenter's The Thing.
No, that's one of them. Ice. That's the 8th episode.
Yeah, Ice is really good. I remember being like, this kicks ass. And then later I learned about John Carpenter's The Thing, and I'm like, perhaps I just would like John Carpenter's The Thing.
I mean, John Carpenter's Thing is good. And it's one of those things like, it's clearly a pastiche of The Thing. Like, I think everyone knew it pretty much since, like, from the time
it's like one of the iconic horror movies.
Yeah, but it's a very good, like, rip-off of The Thing. Like, if you're gonna rip off the best, like, if you're gonna rip off something, you might as well rip off the best. And, like, yeah, they showed that they could, like, do it pretty well.
Yeah.
Because another one of the episodes is just, like, it's very much like a poltergeist thing. It's like the idea is, like, there's someone, like, someone's, like, being protected by a spirit of their, like, dead boss. And it's a lot of, like, throwing stuff around and invisible people, like, messing with stuff. And
I hate when invisible people mess with stuff.
Yeah, that episode's pretty good, too. I mean, I know that the next one is going to be pretty bad. It's the bedsheet space ghost.
That might have been one of the ones that my older sister just made me skip when I watched the first season.
Probably. I think it's widely considered, if not the worst episode, then pretty close. At least the worst episode of, like, the first half of the show.
I also feel like I remember that I was made to skip Ghost in the Machine.
Ghost in the Machine, that's one of them I watched. I thought that one was fine.
Okay.
It was probably the weakest of the first part, but
it's no Conduit.
Yeah, Conduit's really good.
Yeah.
No, the first 4 episodes.
The fact that I watched season 1 of this show most of season 1 of the show a single time. I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, and I still remember individual episodes' names. It's a sign of a good show, I think.
Yeah, and the first season's really good. I forgot like how good the first season was. It has some real standout episodes, and it's good that, like, they're really creative because, like, Ice. Have you ever heard the term bottle episode?
Yes, I've seen Community.
Yeah. So all right, but like Ice is a bottle episode. It's the episode where they did to kind of save money, so because they.
Oh yeah, they're just in that base the whole time.
Yeah, and like that episode's great, and they do a great job of like really playing up the tension of like these guys are stuck together and there's nothing they can do about it. I guess the sort of thing where like that's a really smart way to like deal with the fact that you don't really have a budget for this episode.
Right.
So, really solid so far, and I'm know that I'm about to hit a dud, and I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 or 3 more duds that I'm going to be hitting, but it's what it is. Like you get some real knockouts, and then sometimes you get the fucking space bedsheet ghost. I don't know. But there's been fun ones. The Jersey Devil episode was fun.
I can't believe that the picture you sent me was supposed to be a representation of the Jersey Devil.
It's an interesting choice where they just made the Jersey Devil a Bigfoot.
And like the drawing is just a trace over of the most famous cryptozoological video of all time, and then they just draw boobs on it.
Pretty great. Yep, it's Barry Molder, who is like kind of this weird goofball.
Right.
Like, they do a great job of establishing the characters right away. And Molder's like this, he's a goof, but he's like, he can be deadly serious, and he gets very angry sometimes, but he's just like, kind of this affable, like, goofy guy most of the time.
And Scully is perpetually rolling her eyes. That's the show.
And it's like, they have a great dynamic.
And then people are like, dude, but what if they fuck?
What if they have sex?
And then And I'm given to understand that that is the narrative tension for the entire show.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Mulder's sister Samantha gets abducted by aliens, maybe?
Well, that was like the original thing. Like she got abducted by aliens, and he was like, saw it, and then they just do a bunch of stuff with that. I don't remember all the plot details that takes part in, but it becomes a whole thing. But yeah, that's kind of the impetus where like Mulder was a kid, his sister was abducted, and he like witnessed it, so it's a very traumatic event for him. And it's kind of instilled this idea that like he has to find the truth, because if he finds the truth, he might find his sister.
I mean, I would just get over it. Am I right?
Yeah,
like clingy much.
If it were me, I would just move on.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just better than Mulder.
I would go so far as to say we are better than Mulder. Fox Mulder.
Yes, Fox Mulder. His name is Fox Mulder.
It's not a very good name.
There's a great scene later on where, because it's kind of like, it's very clear in the show that it is not a very good name, but there's a great like little scene where like there's an emotional thing that happens, and Scully's trying to what's what I'm looking for. When you like connect with someone and you're trying to like help them through something that's traumatic.
Therapist.
No, whatever. But like
counsel.
Nah. I am spacing on hard on this word, but comfort. That's the word.
Oh, just comfort? Yes, okay. Yeah. I'm familiar with the concept.
Yes, I'm also familiar with the concept. I just could not get the word. But she's trying to like comfort Mulder, so she calls him like Fox really awkwardly, and he's like it's fine. I made my parents call me Mulder.
That's good.
That line has always stuck with me because it's such a great line, but it's also just like it's a very clear indication that like Fox is like a dumb name that his parents gave him because they were like kind of into like weird stuff at the time, and he's just like hated it his entire life. Also, it's kind of introduced the idea very subtly, and I know this becomes more of a thing where Mulder believes in everything except Christianity, and Scully believes in nothing except Christianity. So that's always the fun one.
My kind of guy.
Yep, he's just like aliens, Bigfoot, psychic powers, but like the idea that angels might exist is just not happening. Not
Don't
allowed.
be absurd.
Yes. Yeah, no.
Yes, I think there are little men in the sky, but not that kind.
No. If God exists, then why isn't he aliens?
If God exists, why isn't he aliens? I'm always asking that.
Yeah, it's a totally reasonable question.
I just bust into Catholic churches all day long, and no one has ever given me an answer that I am satisfied with yet.
In fairness, I think Catholics are like the one religious sect that have put a lot of thought into the idea of aliens. I think they have like first contact like protocols and everything.
That's immediately fucking throw holy water on them.
Well, I'm not 100% sure on it, and it might be kind of inaccurate, but I am led to understand that like the running assumption is that aliens probably won't have original sin.
Oh, well, that's good.
Which is just kind of a very strange, like, kind of...
I wish that we could have gotten some of that, but I understand why God made the aliens pure.
Yeah, so it goes. I mean, maybe aliens all have their own alien Jesus.
Oh, God did the Jesus thing just everywhere.
Yeah, the reason that Jesus hasn't come back yet is because he was busy being Jesus for every other sentient species.
Oh, he's got a laundry list to go through.
Yeah.
It's God's reparations, if you will.
Yeah, he's being Jesus on like Warlock 9, and then he's got to be Jesus on.
Oh, you got to be Jesus on.
He'll get back to us, but he's been busy at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blame the guy.
Nah, he's busy.
Yeah, like I got a lot on my plate sometimes. I understand it. G-man, J-man, both.
Yeah, we'll go with both.
He's both the J-man and the G-man simultaneously. That's like literally the point.
It was being raided by the FBI. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I saw that. They even went in his safe. Is nothing sacred?
Oh right, this is about Trump.
Oh, were you talking about a different FBI raid?
Well, Tim is claiming that he is being raided by the FBI, and I wasn't sure what the joke was, but now I know. It's because Trump claimed to be raided by the FBI, which, whatever.
I don't understand how that connects to my friend Tim.
Our friend Tim? Don't you mean Trump?
No.
Trump?
Oh, now that you said it again, yes.
Alright, glad that we've established this now.
Hey, are you gonna, fucking play the game Monster Hunter ever?
My Switch is charging. I should probably get
no, that's fine.
I'm
Sorry.
going to step away for about a minute here. I need to use the bathroom, and then I will see if my Switch is charged.
Okay. If it's not, no biggie. I just started a hunt being like, yeah, they'll join me soon.
Yeah, I figured that, I was like, I'll get on eventually, and then we were in, kind of that conversation going, so it just sort of didn't happen. But yeah, I'll be back in, a minute or two.
I see that. Wait, sorry, my beautiful home is being raided by the FBI. Might be a few more minutes. Tim, you're, an hour late to your own time that you set.
He does that a lot.
It's okay. Listen, things get busy. If we can find it in our heart to forgive J/G-Man.
It's obviously fine, but Tim is also, in the habit of just, eating dinner at, 8:30 every night.
It's true, but that has always been his habit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's his habit. I'm not concerned about it or whatever.
Guys, I'm always going to set the time at my dinner time, my usual dinner time, to encourage me to eat dinner a little bit earlier. And then just eat dinner at the normal time. Anyway, I'll be back in a second.
I would also eat dinner at the normal time.
I will eat dinner at the time that is normal, which is 5 o'clock.
I absolutely agree. The time for dinner is when I am hungry, and I am often hungry around 5 p.m., so I will eat food around 5 p.m.
All right, we have to get into this. I end up eating dinner a lot of time around later, just because I spend a lot of time cooking. I either spend a lot of time cooking, so I eat dinner at 9 o'clock because I've been cooking for 3 hours.
Or God!
It's I like to do big meals and then eat leftovers for the entire week.
Sure.
Or I'll have leftovers and eat it as soon as I get home from work. So it just kind of depends. But
right.
I am firmly an early dinner person. Well, relatively early. I think 5 o'clock is the perfect acceptable time to eat dinner. And I think that the latest acceptable time to eat dinner is probably around 6:30.
Now that's a little severe, but I do hate Europeans.
I can push it to 7. But if you're someone who's just oh yeah, I eat dinner at 8 o'clock every day, and it's just this is wrong to me.
Yeah, I think for a regular thing, it does have to be between the hours of 5 and 7.
Yeah, I think that's a good time.
If on occasion you have a late meal, yeah, sure, that happens.
Yeah, and anything before 5 is just that's just a dinner lunch. Maybe I'll eat a big lunch around 3:30 or something, and that's just my dinner, and I'll snack.
Now the other day I was hungry at 4:45, and I looked at the clock, and I was just like, fuck it, timing is an illusion. I don't have to fucking wait, and I just ate then.
Yeah, but no, Europeans are pretty wrong about dinner times. It is one of the many things they're wrong about, but it is probably the most severe thing.
I don't think is bedtime not sacred to anyone?
No, well, I don't know. I don't get it a lot of the time.
Now, when you say it, you mean how everyone in the world is yeah, let's stay up until 2 in the morning every night because we're not eating dinner or going anywhere until 10 p.m.
Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. But I think Europeans might have just a more, slightly more relaxed culture, so it, starts a little bit later in the day, and then there's, maybe breaks in the middle. I don't know how, the idea of, a siesta, I don't know how much of that, is, still a thing in modern culture, but I think it used to be that, you just take a 2-hour break in the middle of the day in most, European countries.
God, I'd love a 2-hour break.
Nice.
I just want a 2-hour break every day.
Oh, yeah. I want a constant 2-hour break.
A constant 2-hour break sounds pretty nice, actually.
I want a 2-hour break, and then once that 2-hour break is up, I want to start my next 2-hour break.
Yeah. Just in perpetuity.
Yeah.
God, we're the only ones who get it.
Everyone should get on our level. Man, why couldn't the Puritans have been super lazy?
Why couldn't this the world would be better, and this is just a factual statement. The world would be better if the Puritans just smoked some weed more.
Yeah, seriously, why couldn't the guys who were been religiously persecuted because they didn't work hard enough? Like,
Yeah.
imagine if we were a society based on laziness.
Oh my god, the world would be undeniably better.
I also don't know if Indiana would be a state, because I don't know if they would have expanded outside of, like, Maine.
That's fine.
It is fine, honestly.
Well, I do see the problem with this. The problem
What is
with a society founded on laziness is like food production.
Yeah, it probably doesn't get anywhere is the main concern
Yeah.
that we're running into.
But like, I don't know, koalas seem content.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be better.
It would be
It would
better.
be better. Anyway. I actually have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Oh yeah, go for it. Probably gonna like fast forward this part in the video. Why did you hit me? If it was up to me, I would not be hit. The thing about the lance as a weapon is that can I block it? I can. It lasts a while. No, I'm good. The thing about lance as a weapon is just like, wow, it takes a while to kill monsters when you're on your own, huh? What was that? Was that dinging just because of the cat couldn't bubbles out? I didn't get hit by that. Okay. It's a bug. I made it. And I broke its fucking brick rack. I think the back break is the brick rack. I could be mistaken. How come no one wants to play video games with me? Do you want to see how the motherfucker is cool? Are you kidding me? Nonsense. Nonsense of the highest order. You going? Yeah, you're going. Okay, just shut down. There's so many guys. This game gets really quiet when there aren't all of the noises. It's kind of wide dynamic range, I think it's fair to say. Oh, Jordan muted himself, so he just doesn't want to associate with me at all, I suppose. Oh, I'm concerned.
I'm back.
It's about, like, do you remember? Do you know, I think it's, I think it was an old school Deadspin headline, about a whale in whatever ocean that, like, divers were swimming with that unloaded, like actually 2 metric tons worth of feces onto the divers. And I think the phrase used in the headline was poop NATO.
Yeah.
Do you remember that headline?
No, I don't, but it sounds like them.
Whale, poop, tornado, divers is what I'm searching on the internet.
I think the greatest Deadspin moment I ever saw was a clip that had been going around where somebody was being pulled up in a helicopter, like rescued, and somehow, like the bed they were using, like the rescue thing, got caught in like the winds of the helicopter blades and started spinning at like probably 20 miles per hour, like around in a circle, and like they able to grab it and stabilize it. And the top comment on that was like, finally, the website's name is correct. It was a dead spin.
It was a dead spin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That one will always stick with me.
Oh no, it was a Vice headline.
A Vice.
A whale blasted an ungodly amount of ass ham all over some divers. And then the lead is the whale flipped onto its side and started spinning in circles while engulfing the divers in shit, creating what one of the divers called a punado.
Fascinating.
Anyway, that was my experience with the Volvodon that I just hunted.
All right.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter needs less like shit monsters.
I would agree. Fewer shit monsters, please. Really, there's only the one, but...
Well, he's not here anymore, thank God, but there used to be the Congalala.
That's true. The Congalala did engage in feces.
Yeah.
That's the wrong way. Anyway, want to help me kill this blood orange bee shot 10?
Sure.
I've been in this hunt for 25 minutes.
I'll be there in moments.
25 of them?
Soon. I'm eating.
Oh yeah, take your time. Who knows where I mean, it's been 25 minutes because I've already hunted Basarios and a Volvodon. And the Basarios had a lot of health, so
Yeah.
I'm not just majorly fucking whiffing on a monkey.
I'm going now.
But your food, you can eat. Take your time.
I successfully ate.
You ate in the game.
Yeah.
I thought you...
I ate dinner before.
Right, because you are
reasonable person.
you're a reasonable person.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could have like grabbed a snack.
I'm good.
Okay. I had a kind of snack delivered unto me a second ago.
What's the snack?
The Artist Marshmallows limited edition Coca-Cola,
Oh yeah. So
which
you-
is like
you tried it?
watermelon flavored.
Yeah, watermelon. Something or other.
Now I do like watermelon, but I don't see watermelon and cola mixing as a flavor profile. But I'm excited to try.
Have you? So you haven't tried it yet?
No. I'm trying to be polite
he-
and wait for Tim, but he's making it hard.
Yes. Here's what I will say. It does not taste like cola.
Oh, okay. That is a good warning to have.
It's pretty much just a watermelon Fanta.
I haven't. Should I do the Fantas? Should I see what the Fanta life is about? Because there are a lot of
not worried.
those. But like I
I'm
don't
not
know.
personally worried about the Fantas.
Like I don't know. I think I've just had grape sodas and orange sodas enough, and I'm just like, not my scene.
Yeah. I'm not particularly worried about trying the Fantas. If there's some like really weird fruit flavors or whatever, maybe. But
If they had like fucking dragon fruit or star fruit Fanta, yeah, sure, that sounds asinine. I'll try it.
yeah. But yeah, on the whole, I'm not worried about the assorted Fantas.
The Fantas. What about the crushes?
Sure, I'll do the crushes.
Yeah, you're.
I'm more
That's.
interested in that than the Fantas.
You know what? I don't know why we've drawn this line in the sand, but I agree wholeheartedly. I
Yeah.
always get
Well-
fooled by that.
Now we're definitely right on this.
Yeah. REM wrote a song about it. How can it be worse? How can Fanta be better?
Seriously. Has anyone ever written a song on Fanta?
None immediately came to my mind, so I think therefore we can officially say no.
Yeah, that seems correct to me. I see no faultiness with this logic.
Oh, fall penis. He's stunned by my intellect and wit.
Yeah, you're a wit.
Wit.
A wit?
Well, is this not downhill? I want to slide. Thank you. The sliding is so weird in this game.
Yeah, you have to like take a couple steps, and I don't get it.
It seems just so inconsistent.
Yeah, it's just annoying because it like changes attacks and stuff.
Yes, but like you're so rarely in a situation where you would actually be able to do a sliding attack.
Yeah.
Oh right,
game.
you're a gunman.
I am now a gunman.
I forgot about that.
I'm gonna put on some shades and take a profile picture inside my truck now.
I get it. It's a reference to the X-Files, the lone gunman characters who I know a spoiler about, but I have never witnessed a single episode with them in it.
You know, until the second season, it's just a strange group of guys.
my sister was a very big fan of the Lone Gunman. I can tell you that much.
Look, I like the Lone Gunmen. They're fun characters. They don't like. They'd be annoying if they stayed a lot. There's only like, like a couple like actual Lone Gunman episodes. They're mostly like side characters. They pop up a couple times a season. They're fun.
Why are they called the Lone Gunman?
JFK. Because, like the idea that there was a lone gunman is something that a lot of people call into question.
But there's 3 of them.
Yeah, I know, but it's because of JFK, like that, like, there's not a lone gunman.
But, like why did they specifically name their group, their trio, that reference to the conspiracy theory around the assassination of John Fitzgerald Kennedy?
That's the biggest, like, conspiracy theory of any conspiracy theory, and also because the idea is that, like, I think the implication is that there's 3 of them, just like there were probably 3 people who killed JFK, and so they're calling themselves lone gunmen too.
Now, when you say there were probably 3 people who killed JFK,
their perspective. I know that there was only one person who killed JFK, and he had a brain parasite.
Okay, so in the fiction of the television show, the 3 of them believe there were 3 people responsible. They go even beyond the second shooter, and so that's why
I don't know what their exact opinions are. I think that's kind of the like implication, is like. But really, I think you put too much thought into this. But yeah. I like Lone Gunmen, and there were like 3 different kinds of conspiracy theorists, which is always fun. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about when I was born.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep talking.
Yeah, sorry. I don't wish to engage in the tomfoolery that is astrology. I just want that on the record.
All right.
Okay, rude.
Anyway, so there's like 3 of them, and like one guy is like really clean cut, and it's just been like he's like been seeing the truth that like the world is like there's people running things, and then there's one guy who's like an old hippie guy, and there's one guy who's like a basement dweller.
The 3 kind of nerds.
Yeah, well, the 3 kind of conspiracy theorists.
Well, you sure that I will genuinely agree with.
You got the guys who are like involved and stuff, and then had their eyes open. You got the guys who are like, we're always kind of like, there's something going on, man. And you got the guys who like are kind of counterculture and like just kind of opposed to stuff on. I mean, obviously there's more than that, but
okay.
Anyway.
I'm trying to find a way to bring this bit home, but
yeah,
the idea of it is the lone gunman, except played by the 2 characters from Wayne's World.
I mean, one of them does look a lot like Garth.
That's what caused me to say it, because in my brain I'm like, do those 2... I think of the lone gunman and I see a guy with long blonde hair and thick framed glasses. Isn't that just Garth from Wayne's World?
He does look a lot like Garth.
Okay. But we would need a third person.
I don't know. I guess kind of Wayne looks a bit like the other like kind of basement dweller, like kind of sad sack guy, and now we need a guy with like a suit.
We are going to capture a Lagombi.
Oh, neat.
If I can find a Lagombi.